Hey there, I'm Sam from BMT School of Music, and in this video lesson we're going to be learning Jumpin Jack Flash by the Rolling Stones. I have an extremely fond memory of just about 7 years ago doing this in a school concert at one of the schools we work with, and we had 3 kids playing it on guitar. Out of those 3 children, all 3 of them still have lessons with me now 7 years later. They were in year 6 at the time. I played bass guitar. We had somebody play drums, and we had 2 girls singing it all as well. It was absolutely wonderful. Here we go. I'm going to show you how to play Jumpin Jack Flash by the Rolling Stones. So if you haven't done so already, the first thing you should be doing whenever you learn any song is always listening to it loads. People really miss this out quite a lot. So for me, the drive of learning a song always comes from hearing a song that I really like. So by the time I get round to the stage of playing it, this was the same all the way through my guitar journey, I've already listened to it loads, enough that it's kind of stuck in my head. So what we quite often find is that if we have, say, in a guitar lesson, we say, oh, here's a song I really want you to try, we'll play a bit of it in the lesson and we'll teach it, then those students go off and they practice it without listening to it. So if you haven't done so already, listen to your song as much as you can, okay? Some of the rhythms in this have actually been kind of tailored just to make this kind of like an easy lesson to play. So here is the main riff to Jumpin Jack Flash by the Rolling Stones. They said Rolling Stones then. This isn't the main riff, this is the intro. So I'm going to start with the intro. So it consists of 3 chords. You've got a fretted B power chord, an open E power chord, and an open A power chord. So here it is on the top line here. So the first chord we're going to look at is this one here, which is the B power chord. Just undo that a second. Let's zoom in on that a little bit more. So you see you've got 2 on the A string, and you've got 4 on the D string. So you want to do this note with your first finger and this one with your third finger. Apologies if you already know power chords. And that should give you that first power chord there. With this song, what I tend to use is a picking technique instead of a strumming technique. So you don't have to, if you're kind of like a beginner to intermediate guitarist, you don't have to do this. We're strumming across all the strings. You can actually rest the palm of your hand on the guitar and just pick the 2 that you're using, which is really handy when you go into the main riff in a second. So that's the rhythm. 1, 2, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 4. 1 and 2 and 4. Okay, so that's for that first power chord. Then you're going to split the rhythm da 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 across the next 2 chords. So what's going to happen here is you're going to play one part of it with the E, like that. So this chord here, this E is the open E, and then the second fret on the A string. Just click that up there so you can have a little look at that. And that's that one just there. So that's your E power chord, and the third chord is the open A power chord, which is exactly the same thing. It's just moved up a string. We say up, the pitch is going up when you go that way. So open A, 2 on the A, and that gives you that. Okay? So once you've got those 3 chords, it's just a case of putting those 3 together. The B, the E, and the A. What you can do, a little tip, is you can try pairs of chords. So you've got B, E, A, is you can practice B to E first, like this. Like that. So that's just B and E. And then after that, you can practice just E and A. Like that, so E and A. You can break it down even more. You can just play 1 of each chord, so 1 of B, 1 of E, 1 of B, 1 of E. And what I love about that, 1 of B, 1 of E, is that your first finger can pivot. Like that, slightly out of tune. B, E. That first finger staying still is just kind of releasing that E string if you're blocking that E. Like that. Then of course when you go to A, so hopefully you're getting loads of practice with those 3 chords. The next bit after that, which is part of the intro, is just running a B chord, unusually for 3 bars, which is this line here. And you can see it's just straight quavers until you get to the end, okay? So you see these 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs, same here, But at the end, just here, you get 2 crotchets. You'll hear that as I play through. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you just get those 2 crotchets at the end. I'll do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. Don't forget that when you're playing this video, you can rewind as many times as you like. So if it goes too quick, remember in an actual lesson, what will happen is that you'll get to say to the teacher, "Can you play that again for me? Can you play that again for me?" How did that go? So you actually find that a 10-minute video as a video lesson has quite often got the same amount of information as what you would have in an in-person one-to-one guitar lesson. It's just there's a lot of repeating and a lot more kind of going into depth. So now we're going to go over the main riff, and we will leave the chorus for another time. So the main riff of the song goes like this. I really love this riff. Now, some of the coolest guitar riffs, I think, are riffs that are made from chords and notes. So if you play stuff that's just notes, that's pretty cool. If you play stuff that's just chords, that's pretty cool as well. My guitar's still out of tune. It's an extremely hot day today. I think it's practically melting. I need some TLC. Anyway. Yeah, cannot get it in tune. Never mind. But like those are like 2 separate parts of Sunshine of Your Love by Eric Clapton. Now if you play it with the chord, I think that sounds really cool. We're going back to this riff. You've got 2 power chords and then 3 notes. It's very, very, very simple what it's actually made of. Just another little close up. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the B power chord that we had before. We're going to pick that twice. And then we're going to play 3 notes. So we're going to play 2 on the D, and we're going to play 4 on the D. Note that I'm using second position, so I'm using finger 1, fret 2, finger 3, fret 3, finger 4, fret 4, finger 5, fret 5. I think I probably said that all wrong. Finger 1, fret 2, finger 2, fret 3, finger 3, fret 4, finger 4, fret 5. And I've got finger 1 there and finger 3 there. Okay, these are the only 2 things I'm using. So I've got the power chord, that's in second position. Then the next 2 notes, 2 on the D, 4 on the D, and 2 on the G. Like that. And fingers don't really move left or right at all. Like that. You notice that I play those 3 notes 3 times. And you can practice the different components. All that's happening in this riff, you've got a power chord and you've got 3 notes. You just think of it like that. So you've got power chord, you've got 3 notes. Then all you're doing is you're playing the power chord twice. You can do this in a way that I call sequencing, which is just kind of making sure that stuff is in the right order. This is like kind of before or as you're kind of integrating rhythm. So you just got 2 power chords, 1, 2, then the 3 notes 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and it just cycles that, and eventually you'll get that with a rhythm. Okay. One thing I'll do in an in-person lesson is we'll switch it around. So we'll go. One of us will play the power chords. Maybe you can do this along at home actually. As you insert the 3 notes. Then we'll do it the other way around. So you play the power chords, and I'll play the melody. One more. Okay, so some little tips to help that come together. The sequencing shouldn't be too hard. If you can play power chords and play notes, the sequencing shouldn't be too hard. But getting the rhythm, what I found from teaching this song, what a lot of people really struggle with is one, going between picking a chord and picking notes. Now, again, what you don't want to be doing is strumming your hand across like that, because what you'll be doing then is you'll be needing to interchange between a strumming rhythm, which is like painting a wall with a paintbrush, big movement, and a picking movement, which is like writing on paper with a pen or a pencil where your palm is resting and you have a very minute, accurate movement. So we want the same movement, so we use a picking technique. If you look at my right hand, my palm rests here, And then the way that I pick a power chord is just slightly more movement than when I'm picking. And that way, you can see the whole thing is done anchoring that wrist. So, I hope you have good fun learning that riff. Let me know how you get on. Maybe in another video lesson I will add how to do the chorus. Take care and goodbye.